This is Marie Waite, and I am back here in Zoom Talk. And today we have a very special guest. Her name is Deborah Johnson. She is a speaker, author, composer, and an entertainer. Welcome, Deborah.
Oh, thank you, Marie. It's a pleasure to be here with you today.
Yes, so excited, and thank you for joining me to talk about what you do and to give a lot of information for people out there. And I know I met you at the GLAC
Yes,
event, which is it's a National Speakers Association.
right. It's now called NSALA, but it's the Los Angeles chapter of the National Speaking Association is what it is.
Okay.
Yes.
And are you currently the president?
I was president last year, so I am in the
Okay.
great position of being the ex-president now this year. It's yeah,
Okay.
I've loved my role. Yes.
Yeah, I actually really enjoyed meeting you at that event, and there were so many amazing speakers in that group. Very experienced speakers, and there's a lot of information that comes out of that group. So I really enjoyed watching you and listening to all of you. And I know Steve Matley was the one that brought me to that group, and
Right.
I was able to meet you there.
Right. Yes. And it was a pleasure. It's fun to be able to, the people are just great people, very giving, and helping each other really build businesses. And it's different than just being, having a one little lane. You want to be able to build it and scale it and keep it going.
I see. And where do you guys meet now?
We meet in Los Angeles. Yeah. It's still
Okay.
meeting in LA at a venue in LA. Yes.
Okay. Because I remember the last time I went there, it was at this um, big building.
Yes,
And
it was in Pasadena, and I upped the production quality of our meetings because I've been a producer for what I do in entertainment, and because I've also directed, produced musicals, and all of that in my experience, and so I wanted to up. We are professional speakers, so I wanted to up the production quality. So we were very
okay.
fortunate in finding a venue that we could do that. So that was a lot of fun. And this year's venue is very similar to that, but
Okay.
it wasn't an option to keep meeting in the same one we did last year.
I see. Well, I'm very interested in your background. You said you are a speaker, author, and composer. Did you start in the music industry? Is that how it all started for you?
It did. I
Okay.
started my piano lessons clear back at the age of 9, actually 9.5, which is very important at the age of 9. And I started teaching at the age of 13. I was performing already at that time and started teaching kids in my neighborhood because I didn't want to pull weeds or babysit the 5 kids next door. So I started that teaching, and then their parents wanted to take from me. So I've had that educational bent all the way through as well, but I got into performing, did the degrees and all of that. I've got the graduate degree, and the credits there in doing a lot of education as well as performing really internationally.
Wow, internationally. So,
Right.
I mean, how many years have you been doing this in, traveling international?
Uh, for a lot. I don't know.
For a lot of
I kind
years.
of quit counting, but I started really touring internationally when I was in college and kept
College,
that
okay.
going. Had some choices to make in finishing my education. There was one difficult choice. I got a call when I was in Germany to tour with a group. I think it was in Tahiti or something, for 6 months, and being the backup pianist and singer, and I could have done that or finished. I had been signed on as one of the top teachers coming through in the music area at Cal State Northridge, and a teacher had taken me on as their student teacher. She had never taken somebody before, but I got like the top award in the school, actually, of the student teacher for that, and I just felt so obligated for that. So I passed that up, and really it went a little bit more into education until some time passed. So, and
I
then I was able
see.
to tour again. Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about you being a speaker. So you were in the music industry,
Right.
and so you were obviously you were composing a lot of music. And then how did it get from there to becoming a speaker and an author?
That's a great question. Because life just kind of pivots, doesn't it? And we're in the
Yes.
right now of pivoting, everybody is. So yes, I was doing a lot of entertainment, doing a lot of traveling, flew out bands and all of that, and doing headline shows as well, which was a blast. It was really fun. I had a partner that we were doing a double piano headliner show, a great show.
Wow.
And so really working a lot in that field. And I had been writing at the same time, and I wrote some musicals and launched them, the world premieres, very busy.
Wow.
But then, 2008 and 9 hit, and it, with the recession, and all of a sudden, all of the gigs like canceled. And
Oh.
what I noticed was a lot of the music main acts were canceled, but they weren't canceling the speakers. And I thought, oh, that's interesting. They're keeping some of the keynote speakers, for their events. So I had one of our agents that we were working, music agents, was a part of this speaking organization. I thought, I want to go and meet with her and talk about what is this speaking thing. So I flew out. She was in Arizona, and I
Okay.
flew out to meet with her. My husband and I did, and asked her all sorts of questions. And I thought, I could do this. I mean, this is just, I've been on stage. I've been creating content for years anyway. So I started writing my first book and started booking some of the gigs and started creating content at that point. And that's how it really began. Really what I say is that my business just expanded. The platform
Okay.
expanded. I didn't change it. I just expanded. The area. I will always be a musician. I can always sit down and play for like 8 hours at a time. I mean, that's what
Yeah.
I can do, and play and sing and do all of that. But the business part of it, that's where the important part with even what NSA has done in helping you build an actual business. A lot of musicians have a hard time with that. They go from gig to gig to gig to gig, and that's exactly what I was doing as well. So understanding the business part of this is very important, and I love to help people do that.
Well, you were very creative to combine the speaking with your, being artistic in the music industry. And I think this is where people need to understand that, not only they can be passionate about what they love to do, but they can incorporate other skills that they have to really flourish from what they are gifted, right?
You are
It,
so right. People
yeah.
think, oh, you just have to kind of throw that away, and that is not true. You really need to use everything that you have, and you and combine it. Because you
Okay.
have those skills, you have what I call the sweet spot, and you can expand what you do. And just increase your platform and use your uniqueness. I don't always do music in my speaking, but a lot of times I will put in my online material. Those are my songs a lot of times that are playing in the
Yes.
background. I've got all those tracks. I've got all that. I'm licensing basically my own material and using what I have, and creatively. I love video. I've done a lot of video through the years.
Yes.
So, that all comes into play. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, I can see it because I watched one of your videos where you were actually motivating people.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, you performed in front of them. That was such a beautiful way of, doing an event
Yeah.
where you're able to shine at the same time with your talent and then help them with with their mindset and how they run their business.
Right,
Pretty
right.
cool.
Yeah, yeah. It's really just fun. It's a lot of fun to do it. I love the creative
Yes.
aspect. You have to be careful because, you start getting too creative. It's a time sucker. But
But that's when you just enjoy what you do and you just
oh
love
yeah,
it.
I really, really love what I do.
Yeah.
So, and I like to put out the best quality that I can,
Hmm.
so I work hard to do that. But then at a certain point, you have to let that go as well. I've
Okay.
known some very wonderful musician artists that they've gotten these amazing record deals and they've never put out the first album because it was never good enough. So you just really have to be careful about that.
Uh-huh.
At some point, just let it go. Yeah.
So do you have a lot of clients that are really into the music also and kind of help them go through with their career?
I tend to attract people in creatively.
Okay.
They're not. Those are the people that are a little bit more attracted to me. And I'm not a one-on-one coach, although I've taught for years. And I've raised three sons too. So, uh,
Wow, three sons?
yes, my three sons. That's exactly right.
How old are they now?
Oh, they're up. Yeah, I'm not going to tell you how old they are, but they're up and they're launched. So
Okay, they're lunch.
but at that same time, I was balancing doing club work and, because I wanted to be around. I wanted, somebody has to raise your kids. I wasn't going to be off touring. I did some little tours, but not
Uh-huh.
a lot. And so, I was teaching at the same time and doing club work and doing writing because I've done over 24
Wow.
albums. I've done, written musicals, done all that. So that I was able to do kind of in between, and also
Uh-huh.
did a music director job for about 4 years. I was able to do a lot of the writing for that at night. So, and
Uh-huh.
it all works that way. We all figure out what we need to do, and especially as an artist. But the type of people that I tend to, kind of attract are the people that have that artistic side. Not always, but usually it's that creative aspect that people are attracted to, because people that they're just so enamored with the fact that, oh, you've had albums up for Grammys and you've had all of this stuff you've done, and I like feel so boring. I said, no, you're not. But they're enamored with that creative aspect. But we
Yeah.
really have to, all of us have something in there that is creative that we can use distinctly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And are any of your kids turn out to be musicians also?
Very much. They were all in band, but especially our youngest,
Uh-huh.
he had like it, as I call it. And
Oh.
I can recognize it from a long ways off now. But but since he was little, he was always singing right on tune and had that naturalness. And yeah, he excelled. He actually got, what did he get in the Monterey Jazz Festival for the Next Generation? 2 years in a row, the soloist. And of course, we didn't
Wow.
find out he's an introvert. We didn't find out until we found the trophies in his room. But he very, very
That's
talented,
interesting.
extremely talented, got full ride scholarships. But he decided, it's a tough field. It's just a tough field.
Yeah.
And he had like too much other stuff. So he's going into another direction. Actually, he's an international softball champion right now as well.
International
And
softball?
finishing his cybersecurity degree. So yeah,
Oh.
he's one of the, but no, he definitely got the music though. I mean, and I've
Okay.
worked with him a lot in the studio. I bring him in because he has an amazing ear and he can read my charts. So
Oh my gosh.
yeah,
Would love to hear
yeah,
him perform. That would be amazing to see
yeah,
that. And
yeah.
then
I'll have
with
to
you
send.
also, Deborah,
Yeah,
I've heard you sing. You have such an incredible talent. I
thank
really,
you.
really love it. I mean, I love to sing, but I just don't have the gifted voice.
Well, there are very few that are tone deaf. You have to realize that.
Yeah. You
Very
know, Filipinos, they love karaoke, right?
Oh yeah,
I
yes.
would go for karaoke any day of the time.
Oh, that's fun. That is
But
so
it's
much
again, it's you
fun.
can tell that are the ones that are just really gifted, and they were so blessed. I mean, you are all blessed with having that kind of talent.
Yeah, it's just fun. It's As we say, my son understands this. It's a blessing, and on the other side, it's a curse because you feel like you have to do something with it, but yet it's really tough. Now I've been able to do it, a little bit more because I've been married and stayed married, and so I was able to work my schedule out and with my husband. So being able to work off hours and all of that and still be around for kids and not have to tour full
Wow.
time and all of that. So there were some choices I made in not touring all the time. But,
That is
still,
interesting to know that, because I know a lot of um, people struggle
right.
maintaining their normal family life because they are pursuing their career, and you
Right.
made some choices to keep that marriage intact.
It is a choice. And it's really what I help people in combining the life and the business. And that's exactly what my niche is now, in helping people, because it's a mindset and it's choices. And I
Okay.
like you to be able to create a life and business you own and doesn't own you. And that's really, really important. In fact, I have
Wow.
an online course coming up with a new way of doing business. It's all about that. And it's really important to make, those are hard choices, but if you make it at the beginning and start carving out the way you're doing business, it will pay off. You just have to be patient with that process.
I see.
Yes.
Now, is there still some things that in you that you wanted to be like in a Grammy, and get that highest level of success in the music industry?
That is a great question because we're always striving for bigger things.
Yes.
Right now, I probably am a little bit jaded. So
Jaden, what is that?
it's just horrible to say, probably, because awards are wonderful. I've had many awards, and I've been up for a lot of, awards, but
Wow.
the getting the final ones sometimes is the process is just so important, and the honor of being on that train is so important. And I think if we always just go for those awards, we forget about the life in between. So for me, it's not just about awards. I think the biggest rewards for me, rewards now,
Yeah.
are when I see transformation, life change, being able to continue doing what I love to do. I think that for me at this point in my life, because I am at halftime, I help people at the halftime of their life, which is officially after the age of 40, by the way. It comes up
Okay.
really, really fast. Um, but to be able to help you, achieve your dreams and maybe pivot where, you've wanted to do a little something else. There are a lot of people that have felt trapped. And
Yes.
now during this present time, they've been working at home or out of work thinking, is this the time? I mean, so, you have to make some of those hard choices sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not trying to, force you or anything, but I was just gonna ask you if you can give us a little a little song
Oh,
that you
another
can
song.
share it to everybody. I mean, I would love to hear
Oh, yeah. Wow. Well, that's a nice surprise. Hopefully my dog won't start howling at this. He's outside looking, looking at me.
it.
Well, I'll sing just a little a cappella at the end of
Okay.
um, a little song that I wrote. And it's one that sometimes I end my speaking presentations with. And because what I help people with is their personal, hero journey. So it's a hero inside is what it is. I know there's a hero inside you, just waiting to break out. I haven't sang this song in a long time. I don't know if I can remember
Yeah.
the
No,
words.
no. I mean, continue. I mean, I love that you're doing a cappella because sometimes that's where people. It's hard to sing a cappella, to be honest with you.
Yes.
You have to have this song in order to follow, but if
Right.
you have the gift, I mean, that's exactly what it is.
That's exactly what it is. So anyway, that's a little. They can look up that song, "The Hero Inside." It's a great
Okay.
song. I have a large YouTube channel. It's on there, and
Okay.
you will really like that one because my son David, I had him sing the solo on it, and
Oh.
it's wonderful. And David and I actually have done some shows together. I did a whole album, recorded a whole album with him, my son David. and called The Hero Inside. That's a whole album full
Okay.
of those songs. Yeah, but it's, you know, you can hear
So it's in YouTube under, is it just your name, Deborah Johnson? Is it gonna be?
Yeah, let me look at that link just real quick. I don't always look up my own
Just
links.
want to make sure that people don't get, they can't find it.
I know it's usually, let me look this up real quick. I'm on here with the YouTube. It's that user / DJ Works. So it's just DJ like Deborah Johnson, DJ Works.
Okay.
Yeah, and I started that DJ Works many years ago. I think I was in junior high school, and I made these custom cards. I just drew them, you know, because I had fun giving away. I like to encourage people. That's part of what I do, is love to encourage. And I was, my first name is Deborah, and then the middle name is Jean at that point. Now I'm Deborah Johnson because my last name changed, but it was DJ because it was Deborah Jean Works. So that's where I've always been that way. And then it just kept fitting now, you know, with the DJ Works. So I kept,
I see.
And before DJs were popular, so now, you know, people want my domain. But yeah, so, but there's, on my YouTube channel, you'll see albums, which I do have The Hero Inside. I have My Father's Favorite Hymns. I've got Wayfarer's Journey, which is all about those who used to play piano that want to play again. It's all at the intermediate level. Beautiful piano pieces on that. A lot of albums. Got a couple albums on there that are with my piano pal, as I call him, Waylon Picard. We've done double piano albums. And so we have, yeah, classics rock, and we've got the double grande. We call it double grande experience. And so it's hard to get a hold of some of those albums now. They are available on Amazon, and you can also get the downloads. But if anyone wants to contact me, I can get them an album.
So you play piano and you play other instruments too?
Basically, I play piano and sing. That's it. I arrange and I compose, and I can write for other instruments, but you know, I am not nearly as proficient on any other instrument, so I don't say I play all the instruments. No, but I can play almost anything on a piano. So.
Okay. What was your best memory of your, you know, music experience? What was the best memory that you have?
Wow. Wow, that's hard to say because I've had a lot of great memories.
You have a lot? That's good.
I do. I have some really funny memories with tours. I think some of the highlights have been where I've been on the stage, the same stage where Frank Sinatra has performed and gotten to do a headline show on that stage in that theater. That was amazing.
My gosh, that's amazing.
Yeah, that was really fun. And then I've been able to perform in an arena, which was really, really fun. That, because it's so large. Yeah. And we were performing our double piano show at that point, and the agent had crafted piano shells out of wood, and complete piano shells, and then put our keyboards inside, our weighted professional keyboards inside. So they look like grand pianos. But that was really a really fun experience. We had a really, really good time with that one.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so there's just, I've had some really fun experiences. Amazing. And of course, with bands, flying them out, just work with some great people, and that's been a lot of fun for me. And recording's just a blast. So it's very
that is awesome,
but it's a blast.
Yeah. So you've had this beautiful life in the music industry, a beautiful family, and a marriage also that is intact. Oh my gosh, you are so blessed. I really admire what you have accomplished, and now you're even helping other people. You have some online courses, and you have groups of people that you meet and you talk to and kind of help them with their business. That's just such a beautiful journey that you have, Deborah. And I am blessed to to have met you at the NSA, and I know you and I you've always been friendly, and you've always welcomed me no matter what the situation, you're always there saying hi to me. And again, your personality is such a beautiful personality, and I really admire talking to you.
Marie, that is so very sweet. I love people. I'm an introvert,
Yeah.
but
You
but
are an introvert?
I am.
I
People are
couldn't even
surprised. They are
tell.
surprised. I said, no, no, no. I get my energy from being right here. I can work all day right here. Although right now with all of our sequestration, I am going a little nuts too. Okay, so
Yeah.
but I love people, and I think they deserve respect. They deserve attention,
Oh.
and everyone has a story. It doesn't matter. I tend to believe in people, and so
And
it
you
was
see, that's what I felt about you, because when I went to that group,
yes.
you were really always talking to everyone. I mean, even me. I mean, I wasn't a member, but you're always talking to me. You always take the time to just even say hi. I mean, that's the kind of person you are. Is just so caring for
Oh,
everybody. That's why I thought, oh my God, that you are just, And I'm so glad that you invited me to one of your events, and I realized, okay, I want to have her in my Zoom talk, and at least people get to know her and how beautiful
oh.
she is, and so that's so cool.
It was very, very, very nice, and I've appreciated you have, you're very driven, and you have a lot going with your little niche. I think you've done wonderful things. And so
Thank you.
it's been fun to hear about your background too, because I got to know a little bit about you. And I think that's, as we ask questions about people's backgrounds,
Mhm.
we get to know a little bit about the actual person, because what we see on the outside is not always everything that's on the inside. And I think that's an important part, because people, when they're talking to each other, all of a sudden, I've worked with so many audiences, or so many artists, as I say,
Yes.
that it's, you start talking to them and it's always about me, me, me. And then when you're done talking about me, 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 they want you to ask about me, 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 and then expand on me, 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 so, so
Me,
I
me.
think it needs to be about you, you, you. And you were very nice to interview me today. So.
Well, I was very interested in your background. I've been wanting to know more about it because I did see some of your events, your videos, and I was very impressed on how you did that. I mean, again, I try to learn from others and try to observe how people work, but yours is so creative. And that's why I just wanted to say that I think this video is going to be good for people to watch and to listen to. The fact that you have been very successful in your life, in your business, and you were able to maintain that balance. And you look so amazing for having three kids too, by the way. How do you keep that young, being looking young, and how do you do that?
Oh, let's see. Well, it kind of just happens. I have good genes. I have to say that. I lost my
Okay.
mom last year, but she, up until I lost her, she was always, you know, beautiful. She took care of herself. And I think there's a lot of that,
Okay.
that when we care about, taking care of ourselves, all of that, I still, I work out and I do, try to eat right. Although you put dark chocolate in front of me and I'm sorry. I gotta have it.
No, it's
But,
one of my weaknesses too.
I think that's important. And, this is really, really an important principle, because I've had to review this over and over again, being in the arts. Success is not just money. Success is doing what you love to do, and it's figuring out how to keep working and being creative, doing the things that you absolutely love to do, and how you impact other people. And you have to realize that you have a lot of success, because a lot of people say, oh, they're so successful because they're making $1 million a year. Well, to me, that's going to be all gone at some point anyway.
Yes.
After losing both of my parents, I'm thinking, you know, it's all going to be left to our kids anyway at some point. So I want to make sure I'm enjoying life. It takes work to keep up a relationship. It doesn't just happen. And so I have spent the time and gone on those dates with my husband and given him the time and
Oh,
energy. I'm very driven. I'm a type A. I'm introvert, but I am a type A, full through and through. Type B. He is a type B. I didn't podcast
okay.
my Women at Halftime podcast. We did one together. He is a type B. When I married him, he was a professional athlete playing baseball with the Indians. He was in the minors,
Mm-hmm.
but he's definitely got that pitcher mentality, and kind of easygoing, very social. So we're different. So understanding in that relationship too, you have to look at your priorities of your life, and that's all a part of what I like to help people put all of those pieces together.
That is so awesome. Is there any last word you wanted to tell people that are watching this episode? I think I want to hear it too. Anything that you can share to anybody in this who are going to be listening and watching?
Well, I think my message, I have been really focusing on this in my message to especially the last couple weeks, is do not let fear take over your life. And I think at the time we are airing this, we are still in this sequestration with the COVID-19 and all of that. People are going to be afraid almost of hanging out together, of going back to restaurants, of working. The people that have not been out very much, there's going to be that fear. Also, there's that fear when you reach the halftime of life. Can you reinvent? You look in the mirror and you think, am I too old? Am I irrelevant? Can I even do this anymore? Am I going to have an audience? Is anybody going to really listen to me? I just feel like I can't keep up. Technically, all of those things happen. You have to get beyond the fear. And I think, I struggle plenty with the technical aspects, believe me. And I'm pretty technically savvy. I've built into my own recording studio. I get into code. I get into all of that. I don't spend a lot of time with it. I get really frustrated.
Yeah.
But you can't be afraid to get into that nitty gritty and to grow and to move forward. You have to figure out a way how. So I think that's my number one tip, is just get beyond the fear. Journal
Okay.
regularly. I always say that. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. I'm sorry.
It's
I love it.
okay.
We got spring now, a little bit of it. But I say get beyond that fear. Journal. I journal pretty much every day. And just even
Okay.
a couple lines is good. So you just write out your thought, write out your thoughts. I also spend a little time, spiritually. I think that's important, understanding who you are inside. And just to do that, get some of those thoughts out and get a little centered for each day. So, and get beyond that fear, because I think the fear will hold you back more than anything else right now, especially now. So I think that would be my number one message for all of the listeners today.
Wow. That was such a wonderful message. Thank you so much, Deborah. I definitely like that. Anyway, well, I wanted to thank you so much for your time and for sharing your thoughts and sharing your story. It's just such a wonderful, information to share to people. But I hope that we can schedule another time and learn more about what you do. I know that you're helping so many people, and I would like to get some updates on what you do, and we can share that to others that are staying at home and looking for things to do, or looking to change their career. I think it would be great too. Now, if anybody wants to connect with you, how can they get hold of you?
You can usually connect with me on my, I have two main websites. I have a number of websites actually, but the two main ones, the main one I would go to is goalsforyourlife.com. So it's all together, goalsforyourlife.com. And I have a new little program coming up. I'm starting a membership, which is Learn Music Again. So all
Oh,
you have to do
wow.
is go learnmusicagain.com, and that's coming up. I'll launch that in a couple weeks. But really, if people are looking for things to do right now, I've heard this a lot actually. And I wasn't going to, focus on music as much, but I've heard so much where people say, oh, I used to play the piano, I want to play again. And they're
Yes.
usually at the intermediate level, and that's the level I go after. It's not just the very beginning,
Oh,
although I have some material, but it's basically my online material, and it's a support group for that. So
wow, that
yeah.
is so beautiful. Thank you so much, Deborah. I
Uh,
really, really appreciate this.
well, thank
And
you for
again,
having me.
yeah, I am excited for the people who's gonna watch this video. And for you guys, be sure to share this video. Deborah is amazing. And if, again, if you wanted to reach out to her, please go ahead and do that. I think it will definitely help you in so many different ways. So anyway, thank you, and hope you have an amazing week, and we will be talking soon again, okay?
Great. Thank you, Marie, so much.
Thank you.